So hello everyone, welcome to DoCoNation's session on coding. Okay, so in this session we'll be talking about why should you exactly learn coding, and we'll be discussing about importance of coding and how it helps you in your placements and getting into various companies. Okay, MNCs, FANG, basically like people like to talk about FANG and all. So all of that stuff, the basic requirement is coding, and we also have a very special announcement to make about Java. So Java is a programming language. So that is all that we'll be talking about today. So I would like to welcome our speaker for today, Mr. Aryan Bhandari, to turn on the camera and come online. Thank you so much, Aryan.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
How are you, Aryan?
I'm good. And how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I hope everyone's safe and just so
Yeah.
let's see. Shall we do a quick poll here and see like where these people stand in coding and what do they know about it?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So everyone those who are in the meeting right now, let's have a quick poll about like where do you exactly, consider yourself in this whole coding environment? Are you a beginner or an intermediate coder or are you an advanced coder? Let's see the kind of audience that we have today.
And also in which language you code.
Yeah, that would be great if you write down like C++ and then beginner like that. Just write down that combo in the chat box. I want everyone to write it down. Okay. Beginner in Java, C++ between beginner and intermediate, beginner Java, Python, advanced C++. That's great. Everyone, I just want everyone to do this. Yeah, thank you so much. So, C++ beginner, that's great. So, we have more of beginners, I guess, right?
Yes.
Beginner, about to reach intermediate, beginner in C++. Okay, great. C++ and Java, that's great. Beginner in Java, okay. Intermediate, scripting lang. Okay, got it. Beginner in C++, beginner in Python. Okay, that's great. So mostly we have beginners here, those who are, those who have been recently introduced to coding basically, and they are just still figuring out how everything works and everything. Okay. So that is what this whole session will be about. We'll be talking about beginners and how to exactly like, why is it important and how to exactly tackle this whole coding thing. Okay. So let's do that. So first question, okay, that to you, Aryan, that is why should someone learn coding? That is the main question. Like all of these people are beginner in coding. They are learning one or the other language, either Python, C++, or Java. So the question mainly is that why should someone learn coding? Why is it important?
So I think the answer of this question will be different for different age groups because these days, kids are starting early to code. So if you're starting, like you're in eighth standard or ninth standard, you're starting to code. So basically, coding is developing your brain power and the way you think to solve problem. So coding is not about just solving a same problem with same kind of method. You use many different methods. So even solving in real life problems, we use our brain to solve that problem in different ways. So basically that's why our coding was developed, right? Because we wanted to solve real life problems. We wanted to solve problems of people. Like we coders write some program and we solve your problem, right? So and for like 10th, 11th, 12th people, they have coding language in their program, right? So this might also help in that. So just keep adding, okay? My this thinking skill and everything. Just keep
Yeah.
adding.
So like, what if we like we see that nowadays even those people who are not from a technical background, like I have seen people doing BCom and BA, even they have started to code. So why is there this kind of this cumulative shift in the whole industry that everyone wants to learn to code?
So as of my opinion, the huge population has shifted online, right? We
Yeah,
all know that,
yeah,
and there is a huge growth in online population. So everything is going online. Like, especially during this time, as you can see that we are all
Exactly,
online.
pandemic, it's all online, correct.
So I guess that's why people started coding and developing their skills more.
Okay,
So
okay. That actually answers this because because of the pandemic and everything, many people who were in a day job or something like that, they figured that this like IT industry people were the like least affected by this whole online situation. They were able to work from home, but general public, they were not able to work. So yeah, even the salary is good in the IT sector. So that's why everyone should at least know something, because that develops, as Aryan told, that it develops those problem solving skills or thinking skills. That is just basic necessity for every human being. And coding only led to all this. Right now we can in real time live talk to you guys. So that means somewhere someone thought of this real life problem, that is how to exactly do a live session like this, and they built Google Meet or Zoom or Microsoft Teams.
yes,
So that is why coding, you can see it everywhere, especially in 2021. Coding, yeah, like if even if you are extremely minimalistic, you still are using one or the other thing where code is required. Even if you are using like a simple TV remote or something, you have
yes.
programmable buttons and everything in that. That's how it's working. Although no one watches TV now, especially our generation, so
In
that was a
electronics
bad
also we
example.
have coding like Ruby and we have
Yeah,
Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi,
So
yeah,
it's every.
correct. So mainly the conclusion of this whole question came out to be that coding is actually important, and especially for people from the tech background. So let's see. Any one of you is from non-tech background? Let's see. If you are, you can write yes. Non-tech background, basically, like not in BTech, not in BCA, or any type of computer application course. Okay, Tab Jain, to I know he is a student in class 10th, I guess, right now. Ninth or 10th, or maybe 11th right now. Ninth, okay, great. So, yeah, but still, maybe you are focusing for that. But basically, for students, also, you have in school that you have to do either Python, or I guess in CBSE they have changed it to Python only now for kids. So, that's great. Okay, so like if we talk about importance of coding, so we covered why should someone learn coding. Okay, so we got an answer that everyone and every industry, it requires some or the other way in which we use code. But what is the exact importance of coding, and how does it help us?
So as I was telling about age groups, I didn't tell about college people. Okay, so the their main focus should be placement, right? And
Yeah.
in placement, I would like to share one story. My friend is in IIT and he is in mechanical field. So he actually sat for an interview, and the first question they asked like, "Do you know Python?"
Okay.
So that was the first question it was asked in an IIT, and he was from a mechanical field. So then I realized that yes, it is important for at least for to learn some basics. Your basics should be clear. Also, these giant companies like Fang, we have Amazon, Google, Netflix, and all these companies. They want to see your thinking skill, no? How different you are in solving problems and how fast you are. So that's what they do, and you have to choose at least one programming language to solve those questions. So this is the importance I feel.
And can you tell something about like placement wise, as you said, that is very important. So can you guide us through the process, like how these companies work exactly? Like what do they do during
Uh,
placement?
so I have talked to few seniors also and few software developers also, and what I can generalize is that there are like coding round and technical round. So like they can be an aptitude round also. So these are like basic. So we have some aptitude round, then there will be a coding round and technical round. So you will get selected and you'll get shortlisted for further rounds, and then you'll have an interview. So
Okay.
in that interview, what they basically ask, they'll ask some different problem types, okay, and you have to use data structures and algorithm in that. So that is very important. So you should be good in any one language, and you should be able to solve that question.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people ask this, that whether they have to study everything. Like, if they know C++, then should they shift to Java, or if they know Java, should they learn Python also? So maybe like only one language is required basically if we look at it from placement point of view, right?
Yeah, I would suggest the language which has object-oriented programming. Like in C++ we have, and Java is, just the king of object-oriented programming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, like even basically, I have also heard like the companies like Microsoft and even Netflix and Facebook, apart from like coding round, they even have a pen paper round for coding. So they give you like two questions to solve on paper, and that exactly brings out your actual problem solving skills, because you don't have a computer, you don't have a editor which is giving you the syntax and everything, so that you can easily write down what you want to write. Basically what we do right now, if we code, we just depend on the editor to give us the completion or autocomplete feature, basically emmet and autocomplete. So that helps us a lot to write it down. But when it comes down on a paper, so that these companies, they use this method of actually to understand what your actual skills are in coding and how good is your problem solving abilities. This is what actually happens in placements, and these are companies like Microsoft and Facebook. So you can understand that even smaller companies won't leave you from that particular round, they will be having it around. Okay, but I guess I heard from a few friends of mine who sat for placements and all, that this year, basically because of the pandemic and all, they removed that pen paper round, and it was just a coding round with like three questions, two intermediate, one was hard, and then directly to the technical round where they interviewed about data structures and algorithms. That's the basic stuff. So yeah.
Also, during the interview, they will not ask you to do in editor. They'll
Yeah.
actually ask you to do in Google Word so that they can connect, and you have to, write the whole code. Like you don't have any automatic thing there.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's the almost the
it's
same
tough.
thing in online interview. Yeah, yeah.
So for that, practice is required basically for placement point of view. And just in the same way, for cracking any company or for that starts, even if it's a startup, like if you are aiming for a really really crazy startup like Razorpay, or you're aiming for, let's say, Swiggy, Zomato, Ola, all of these crazy startups in India that we have. Zomato not so far from raising its IPO, so that's another story. But yeah, apart from that, the MNCs, basically like major hiring is done by Wipro, Infosys, and TCS in India for IT students, basically like CSE and IT students. For that also you have that particular coding round. So that means coding in that place also, any one language is required, and mostly people use Java for that matter, because it is the most widely used language out there. So but again, it depends on your preference what you want to learn. Okay, so that is the importance of coding. And that brings us to our next point, is again that language. Okay, this is something that we want to highlight more and more, that people are really really scared about language, whether if they study Python, is that enough or not, or should they really learn all the three languages, that the big three, basically what they like to call. Because now you have so many options, you can learn JavaScript also, you can learn Dart, you can learn Go, but the big three are considered by placements and all in these companies. So what should we do with that?
So I have a simple answer. So if you have a job specific role, okay, if you are gonna apply for a specific role, you have to study that language, and you have to, have some projects in that language. So that's there. Otherwise, if you are just applying for a software developer role, then you should be in good in one language. As I said, I would prefer object oriented programming language. So
So
you should be
basically,
good at that
C,
language.
basic C is just out of the question. C++ or Java or Python is okay in that.
Yes, yes, yes. And we should be good at data success algorithm.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
very
so
important.
that's no one can escape that data structures hell. You
Yes.
have to study data structures algorithm if you are looking for placement, basically. And like many people have this misconception that I would like to address, that when companies hire you, like if you are not applying for a job specific or like any role specific role, okay, in a company, suppose if you are applying for a position of web developer, that means you are applying for web development only, right? So you will be doing web development. But a lot of people are hired, especially these big MNCs, they do not give you the role directly until and unless you have a very amazing and crazy profile or resume. Okay, they won't give you a specific role. Like you hear people posting on LinkedIn or sharing their achievements, like I am in the upcoming SDE at Amazon, or SWE at Microsoft. So all these roles are just the basic entry level fresher, basic what do we software engineer roles, basically software developer or software engineer roles. So this is what happens, that these roles, what they do is they train you. Okay, suppose if you got the job at Microsoft as an SWA, as software engineer, they will train you for the next 6 months or 1 year, and then see what are you good at. If you're good at web development, they'll add you to their React team and maybe some other team which is working on web development. If you are good at backend, they'll add you somewhere other, like cloud computing, Azure and something. So like that, they bifurcate later on. Okay, and that's why the starting point salary for SW or SD role is also a little bit less than role specific, if you achieve that particular position if you want. So exactly like Aryan said, that if you have something in mind that I have to become a game developer, no need for Java and all, go with C++, and then learn C sharp, then learn some framework like Unity, or the other one is, I guess, I always forget the second one. I have told it many times, but keep forgetting it. There's also one other framework for game development and all. I cannot remember the name right now, but yeah, there's another one that's called Buildbox. Yeah, Unreal Engine. Thank you so much, Saket and Omkar. Yeah, it's Unreal Engine and Unity. So yeah, there are a lot of different things that you can try out. But if you are looking for entry level role, that is the SDE and SWA, and that's the most common role in India for engineer students who who pass out from fourth year or third year and they get placements. There's SDE and SWE. So for that, you need to know any one language, object oriented, so C++, Java or Python, and you need to know everything about data structures and algorithms. Okay, and you should be proficient. Basically, basic first, you have to know about the language. Once you know the basics, then you can move on towards the data structures and algorithms. Okay, that's the general flow. Okay, so that's the whole importance of coding and why you should learn coding. So right now we'll be taking a few questions from you guys, and then we'll be moving on towards the next section of this this session. So if you have any questions regarding coding, you can ask us.
Hello everyone, good evening. This is Lekhana.
Hi
Uh,
Lekhna.
Hi, Treyan.
Hello.
Actually, hello. So I just wanted to ask a question which is most frequently asked by many people nowadays. Okay. So I've been like my siblings and my cousins have been asking the same question since so long. So I just wanted to ask it now. Like many people say that to learn Python or Java, we must be familiar with C and C++ before. So how far is this true? Like, what's your perception about this, sir?
Aryan, would you like to answer that?
Yes. So here's the thing. If you know any language, basically, if you know maybe C, C++, or even Java already, if you're proficient with one language, you'll be good in the another one. So suppose you're starting to learn C++, you will take around, let's say you take around 6 months. But if you're gonna learn after that, you're gonna learn Java, you're gonna complete in 1 month. So it's with every language.
Okay.
So
Uh,
I think one part of this question is related to that particular concept which is out there in the world, that Python is very easy. It's too damn easy, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why people are like, nay, nay, first study Java, first study C++, then study Python,
So,
right?
like, my question was like Python is really easy.
Yeah,
Like, even a person who doesn't have any prior coding language can also learn Python.
correct.
But few other people say that they have to start with C definitely to learn Python well. So
No,
I just wanted to ask.
there's no truth in this statement. Okay,
This.
so
Okay.
basically what happens is that Python as a language is a very evolved language. Okay, over time it has evolved so much. There are so many third party libraries, there are so many helper libraries, and there are so many
Okay.
methods and classes that are available to you by default, that you don't need to write the code or the logic to do something. Okay, in
Okay.
Python, like suppose if you want to do something specific related to string, so the library of methods available in Python for string is just huge, and same goes for array. And in Python you have dictionaries, tuples and all. So there are a lot of methods that are already been coded for you and available with Python. But in C++ or Java, you are actually required to create that
Type
logic by your own.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
type everything basically. That's the
in simple words.
simplest explanation. You have to actually type the code to make something happen. And that is why
Okay.
sometimes people say that you should first go with a language like C++ or Java, so that you actually understand the logic behind everything that's happening behind the scenes in Python, because Python is too damn easy. Okay, so
Okay.
that's why people
Yeah,
say that. But again, if you like Python, you don't want to, because that is why it has evolved, right? So that you don't have to
Yeah.
care about those lengthy lines of code. You can just start
Okay.
doing it. I'm really sorry for the horn. Sorry. Okay. So
yeah,
yeah,
and yes, if you want to code a voice assistant in Python, like Alexa or something, like a clone of it, you can do it in 20 to 30 lines by using all the
yeah,
libraries.
exactly.
And
Uh,
this interviewer doesn't want this, okay? So that's
Yeah,
why people tell
interviewer.
first learn basics, which is C, C++, or Java. So,
okay.
and in some companies, interviewer will not allow you to write code in Python.
Yeah, there are
So
some
that is there.
companies.
Okay. So we just need to learn C++ and Java just to get selected for a placement or something like that.
Yeah, if you are doing
Mostly.
something, yeah, if you're doing or if you're aiming for placements basically for a specific like entry level role, so you need to, you can start with anything, but again, they will ask you such questions even if you are from Python background. The interview will
Okay.
ask such questions that you'll have to create the logic, and you don't have to write code, just the logic, and that's where you might fail at that point, because you don't know how to create that logic. That's why people say, and even I say this to people who ask me that should I begin with Python. So if you are a school student, go ahead. There's no need for you to go deep into logic right now. Just figure out what coding is, understand the basics, and enjoy coding. Okay, just enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. Coding, I love coding basically. So it's a beautiful thing. Enjoy it. But college students, just wait for a while, learn the basics, experience the logic, create it by yourself, make some programs, and then start Python. No worries.
Okay.
Like, that's my
Okay.
opinion in this matter.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have more questions. Anmol is asking that if college projects are important or we can take projects by our own choice. Aryan.
Maybe college projects are important because they give you marks, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you are, doing it properly and you are doing it good, so yes, you can use your college project as your in your resume
Yeah,
also.
major project basically.
Yeah, major project. But you can make your own also. It's like it's not a
Yeah,
hard
that's
and fast
actually
rule.
true. I would suggest if it were up to me, I would suggest do both. Practice college projects because they are
To
giving
both.
you everything that you need to know about it. Even if they aren't, you will get somewhere because college projects are just repeated every year. So you might find it from your seniors or their seniors. You will get it. You'll get the written code, you'll get the assignments, everything. Okay. And make your own also. What is the, okay, wait, first of all let's answer Omkar's question and then we'll move on to the second one. Others also, if you have any question related to coding that you want to ask us, go ahead, drop your questions in the chat box and we'll be answering, and then we will be moving towards the next section of this whole session, which is about that Java bootcamp and why exactly Java. Okay, so like we know how to code C++, okay, we know classes, objects, but how does that code go to become a software? Okay, Aaron, how would you address this?
Um, so like we said, if you know a language, and I'm gonna answer this question like for both the questions, like what is the best time to make a
Yeah,
project? When you're learning a language, intermediate in it, make a project. Otherwise, you did not learn a language. That's there.
this is for
If you
everything.
so yeah,
Everything. Yeah, make projects.
make project first. Like make a small project also first, but make a project by yourself. Okay, and then you have to go towards, like we said, data structures and algorithms. You have to do that.
Yeah, no
You
one
know,
has been left by
practice
data
all the
structures.
questions. Yeah, and then we have technical rounds. So there are many things. When you have a HR round also. That's a
Yeah,
thing
that's,
for later.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So basically, soft skills
So
also, HR round, soft skills, very important. But yeah,
yes.
that is for some other day. So basically, this was a question that I used to ask myself a lot when I was starting to code. Like, what exactly are we doing? We are just printing pyramid and we are making like very old age kind of registration system. Why are we exactly doing it? Like all of you who are at an beginner stage, you might know what I'm talking about, the patterns and all, right? How many of you know that? Patterns, pyramid, star, triangles and stuff, double loops and
It
all.
it feels like we're like, just doing nothing for to be precise. It feels like we're doing nothing.
Yep. It happens. It happens. In schools and all you are taught, and then in colleges also you begin from the basics. But trust me,
Yeah.
that basics are required, and that basic knowledge only paves the foundation for more advanced concepts, and then you go towards developing softwares. Okay, like when we say na ki Java is used to develop softwares or C++ is
Hmm.
used to develop softwares, so you need to first learn the basics, that pattern and everything. Okay, then you need to
Right.
learn about data structures and algorithms. Before data structure and algorithm, you cannot make anything. Okay,
Yep.
you cannot make those things, those patterns, those odd even thing, prime number program. Those are not softwares, that are just basics. When you
Yep.
start learning about data structures, then you actually learn about memory allocation and how to optimize your program and how to exactly code. That is when the real coding starts. But you can only do that if you know the basics. And once you learn that also, then you have to learn about GUI kits, because no one wants to use a software on console, right? Everyone wants to see a graphical user interface. That's what GUI means. So there's a lot of steps, so you need to cover every step. You cannot jump from one step to the other. So it might be boring, bear with it, but it will become better later on.
Okay.
Yes. And let me give you an example, like it's in a very layman term. So interview will ask a question, and you're using three loops to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
three nested loops. Now he'll ask you to reduce this and make it in one loop. So that's how where your skill will come,
Hmm.
right? So that will be the difference from you and the other developers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they select.
Okay. Thank you.
Tab Tab Jan. Yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Unmute and you can ask the question, Tab.
Hello, sir. This is Tabjan.
Yes,
Sir,
Tab.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
Hello.
ask that as I am a school student, if I do Python, how much time will be take it to complete full course?
Python. So you are in class ninth right now, correct?
Yes, sir.
So if you start learning Python, and because in class ninth you can if you want, okay, if you think that you can study about DSA and all, you can go ahead, study about it, learn everything that there is. So any coding language basically requires around like total of 2 to 3 weeks or in the basics, and then you can give like 1 or 2 months to DSA and all, 1, 2, 3 months, and then you're good to go. You'll know the basics and everything in that language, and you can start solving questions. So the main thing is that this is something that people need to understand, that you are just developing problem solving skills. When we say that we are developing problem solving skills, that means solve a problem. Okay, so don't just basically write the basic programs. Go to these websites like CodeChef, LeetCode, HackerRank, and if you have learned some topic, solve as many questions as you can, because those questions
Yes, sir.
only, somewhat related to those questions, are going to come in your actual placement, technical round or coding round. Okay.
Yes, sir. As I have done introduction to Python from .com generations only.
Okay, okay, that's great. Okay, so you were in the previous coding boot camp, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So now you can start. I guess in the previous one you had classes for 2 weeks daily, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
we covered till the file handling and all, the basics of Python, correct?
Yes, sir. Basics of Python.
So then after that you can do hacker rank, basic questions and whatever you can, and then you can slowly steadily start studying about data structures and all in that, and solve more questions. That's very important.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions, anyone that you want to ask?
Is there any time limit? Anmol Goyal asks.
Time limit for?
Yeah.
Okay, I think he is writing time limit for what. Okay, till then, anyone else, if you have questions, you can drop in, Acha, okay. He's asking like the
Uh,
interviewer will say the question.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
there will be time
Obviously,
limit.
you cannot sit for 24 hours, right? There will be a time
Yeah,
limit.
there will be a time limit because that interview is not gonna go for that long. Correct. Okay, so if you have questions again, I'm saying so you can drop them in the chat box, and we'll be very happy to answer them. And now we are moving to the towards the next section. Okay, before we start, for our new members who have just joined us or who are not a part of community or they don't know about community, so basically we have a student community on Discord. So Discord is a communication platform just like WhatsApp, Telegram, or Slack if you have heard about it. So it's a great place, and we have our community on Discord. So if you would like to join our community, because this session and many sessions just like this one, we keep on having them on our Discord server. So if you would like to be a part of that server, I'll leave the link to that server in the chat box, and that will also be available in the YouTube videos description. So if you want, you can join the community and become a part of it. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna give you a small overview of how things happen. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next section. Okay, so let me just quickly share my screen and show to you how the community looks like and what all things we do, and then we'll move on to the next part and the special announcement for the course both. So stay tuned for that. Let me share my screen, and I want all of you or some of you to just give me a confirmation that you can see my screen. If you can, just write yes. Okay, thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
Yes,
much.
yes, yes, yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for responding. So this is the community. Okay, so by clicking on that link, you'll be transferred to Discord, and Discord you'll have to create your account just like WhatsApp or Slack or Telegram. So once you create your account, you can join our community. This is the page that you'll see. Okay, the rules section. So you have to go through the all the rules of the community. You can read the rules, and after reading all the rules, all you have to do is go ahead, and as you can see here, there's an arrow which is pointing to this icon. You can go ahead and click on this icon. Okay, once you do that, the community will open up for you, and you will start seeing all these different channels that are here. Okay, so there are a lot of things that happen. Okay, like we have a lot of events. If I show you previous events, you will get to know. So today we are having for this coding Java. Earlier we had a full session of 1.5 hours on how to create this design in UI UX Figma. Okay, and before that we had a podcast about how you can ace your college years. In the same way, we keep on having it for web development, marketing, related to finance. Also, we are planning. So a lot of stuff is there that we keep on doing in this. And there's a thing that you need to do to actually get updates about them. That is, you can see here that it is written after you have clicked the icon. Okay, what you have to do is wait a second. Yeah, okay. So here in the rules, after clicking on this icon to accept all the rules and being verified, what you have to do is you have to click on this, that is the get your role channel. Okay, once you do that, you can find that there are a lot of different roles available for you. Okay, so all of these small icons are roles, and what role is that, you'll find that written here on the top. Okay, so if you're a college student, you can click on the yellow one. If you're employed, you can click on the purple one, and in that case you can select what you are, and then below you can find different roles based on different domains. Okay, so suppose if you are interested in web development, okay, so you can click on this and get the role of web development. So if I check right now, I have the role of web development. Okay, so what will happen when you take up these roles? What is going to happen? New channels are going to open for you. Okay, so as you can see, I have the web development channel that is open for me right now. So you can see that people, they chat with each other, they get to know about different things in web development. We keep on adding resources for web development. We keep on updating this link which has all the resources for web development. Then there's help and feedback. In this you can see that whenever someone has a doubt, they post it and they immediately get an answer within an hour. So if you're learning something new, whether it's coding, whether it's web development, whether it's app dev, whatever it is, you'll get your answer. There are a lot of students right now. We are 266 members. Okay, so we are more than 250 members right now, and we are still increasing. So this is a great place to be for any student out there. So go ahead, if you know are interested in something like this and you want to be a part of the community, so you can go ahead and join the community. The link is with you in the chat box, and yeah, we keep on having sessions and all, so all the notifications will go to you. And now let's move on to the next section of this session. Let me quickly change this. Okay, so back to coding, and the next question that arises is that we .com generations or DoCoNation, basically the community is offering a 1 month free Java bootcamp. Okay, so this course is totally free and it is for 1 month. We will be having live classes. Okay, so this is not like a recorded course, live classes every weekend, and it's absolutely free for the members of the community. So basically, if you are in the community, so that is the only requirement, that you will have to be a part of the community. And if you are, you will get access to it every weekend, and the mentor is going to come there and teach you. Mr. RN is your mentor for Java. He'll be teaching you
Yes.
in live classes for the upcoming next month. And the course, it begins from this Friday, so basically 14th of May. Your live classes will start, and anyone who is a part of the community can access that course. Basic Java, for the next 1 month we'll be having that course. So that brings us to the next point, okay, which is why Java? Why exactly are we starting with Java?
Yeah, yeah. So as we already said in the session that Java is the king of object-oriented programming, because even if you want to write a hello world, if you even you want to print hello world program in Java, you have to write class and public static void main method to write it. So those are object-oriented features, right? So, but why Java? What are the perks of Java? So I've noted few points over here. So first of all, Java is platform independent. Okay. So what do we mean by platform independent? Is that when we compile Java program, it generates a file, a class file. So that file can be used in any operating system across any machine which supports Java environment. So in so C++ is a compiler based language. Okay. And like languages like JavaScript is interpreted based language.
Yeah.
So but Java is hybrid. So what Java does is it compiles the whole code. Okay, it compiles the whole code and it will give you a byte code. Okay, so this byte code is already compiled and you did not compile in any machine, so you can simply in any machine, whether you're in Mac, Ubuntu or Linux, you can just get the class a file and you do not need to compile it. So that's the perk of Java, right? And then we have oops in Java. As I already said, that oops provides us many features like security and portability. So that's there.
Yeah, like
And
for the
main,
first point that you said, nah, it's platform independent, and basically you get the class of Java file, and it's already compiled. I have seen a lot of students while we were doing, like, we also had a coding boot camp earlier in the previous year. So in that, in the C++ boot camp, because it's not platform independent and because they had to install the compiler, a lot of students faced like problems which even we were not able to solve from remotely, basically, because you first have to do a lot to set up that C compiler in your system. But Java is, it just works like magic, and it's very easy to set up.
yes, yes. And main big thing is Java is open source, so it
Yeah.
is free for anyone. Anyone can use it, and if it is open source, creating applications with Java or web apps with Java, it is free for everyone, right? It is free of cost, and we have a huge support community in Java because it is
Yeah.
a very old language, it, and that's why we have a very huge community, and there are people with decades and decades of experience in Java. So obviously, we'll get help in Java community, and uh, I'd like to tell you that Java is everywhere. If you want to create a web application, you can use Java. You have different frameworks like Spring. You can use Spring Boot, Hibernate, and there are many. Then you can create Android applications.
Yeah,
You must be
Android
knowing
widely
about,
used.
yeah,
Yeah, correct.
yeah. You must be knowing about Android Studio. Okay, and then you have big data, which in which Java is also used. So there are many. And if you want to know that, okay, Java is used everywhere, but which company is gonna use Java? So then, if you can just do a quick Google search, like companies using Java.
Yeah, sure. I'll just share my screen and do that. So, companies
Yes. So
using
there are
Java.
many companies which are using Java, and
Let me share my screen.
from your phone to your satellite, just everywhere. Yes. Just look at these companies only. Okay.
Yeah, so at the top only you find everything.
Yes,
Uber, Airbnb, Netflix, Google, Pinterest, Instagram, Spotify, Amazon, and
yeah,
Microsoft is in love with C. So they don't use Java that much, but still their whole cloud computing servers and all, Azure and all, they use Java there, but mostly they
yes.
use C. But these companies, they are basically working because of Java, because their whole system is made in Java, and that's how they progressed over time.
So it's not like in a company only Java is they are only using Java, but in companies, yes, we do use Java.
Yep, correct. And these basic apps and everything, the Java is the only thing that actually makes it possible to, compile everything down to a very, computer readable code and finally run our apps. So that is why we first chose Java for launching this bootcamp. And C++ Python also very soon we'll be doing the same bootcamp structure for them. And as I said, this is free for anyone who would like to study Java. Okay, so we'll be teaching you for 1 month, and the classes are going to be on the weekends. So Friday and Saturday is the date. So if any day, if we want to extend, so maybe Sunday also, but that will be informed to you. So if you are interested, go ahead, the link is already in the chat box. Join the community and become a member there, and just wait for the instructions. You'll be receiving them tomorrow, like how everything is going to happen, and then you can easily start learning from this Friday itself for the next 1 month. And it's totally free, there's no hidden cost or anything. Okay.
Yeah,
There
and this
will be exams. No, like there will be no exams. This is just a live course that is free for everyone. So you are just, if you want, you can attend one class, two class. It's up to you. It's open to all. We are gonna teach everyone.
Yeah, and this is only basics of Java because Java itself is very huge, and you have Java Enterprise Edition.
Yeah.
You have Java for Android, you have Java FX, you have Swing in it. So there are a lot of things there, but you have to know basics of Java, and also to go with data structures and algorithm, you should know a basics of a language, and so we'll be using Java.
Yeah. And that's also some other upcoming surprise for, or basically a really really crazy thing that we have in store after this boot camp ends. So we'll just first finish the boot camp. Everyone who wants to learn Java or is thinking of learning
Uh,
Java, even if you are basically learning some other language also, this is somewhere that you will understand the concepts. Okay, because the concepts are same. If you're learning C++ or Python, the concepts are going to be same, only the way you write it differs. So the mentor will be live every weekend. You can come there, study, and ask your questions. And this is absolutely free for everyone. All you need to do is just become a member in the community, and that's also free. Like there's no payment for becoming a member. You just have to click on the link and join Discord. Okay, so this bootcamp begins from Friday, and tomorrow its details will be released on all our social media handles and also in the community. So if you are not following us on Instagram, the tag is at the rate DoCoGen. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. And also, if you like today's session, do us a favor. Just click a photo of this, session, or take a screenshot and upload it on your stories and tag at the rate DoCoGen, and we'll be very happy to give you a shout out on our Instagram page. Okay. Will it be confusing learning Java and CPP simultaneously? No, not at all, because the
yeah,
concepts are
opposite. It
same.
will be opposite of that. It will be more
Yeah.
clear actually.
Because suppose if you're learning on your own, okay, like a lot of students, they start learning on, because college, somewhat they teach, sometimes they're not. We're not going to comment on that, but it happens. All of you agree with that, right? How many of you agree that your college like is not up to the mark in while teaching coding, basically, when we talk about just coding? Let's see. Oh my god. We should not have asked this. Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna get in trouble.
cut, cut.
Yeah. Oh my god, editor. Okay, take it. Nothing. Let's leave it. Okay. So yeah, you end up learning it on your own, right? You end up learning it on your own. So some concepts where you might need some guidance, you are not getting that. But the concepts are same, as I said, in any language. So you can just normally do this and C++ as well. No issues. And even I'll tell you one more thing. Colleges do this. First semester C++, second semester C++, third semester Java. It will happen. It will happen to most of
C++
you.
Yeah.
also. C language. First semester C. Second semester data structures in C. Third semester Java comes.
Yeah. So the syllabus of Indian colleges is something that we can talk for like 2-3 hours on, so we'll not begin. But yeah, that happens. So go ahead. You're getting some opportunity, and that also is for free. So go ahead, grab the opportunity. You should never miss an opportunity like this. And for people asking, is there a certification? So there's no training certification because there's no like kind of fees or anything. This is open for all. So we do have a participation certificate in the coding boot camp. So this is a boot camp that we are having for a month. Okay, for 1 month on every weekend. So if there will be a form available to you, all the details will be given in the community itself tomorrow. So you can read through those, read the rules and all, whatever there are. And if you want to be eligible for the certificate, the rules will be there, and you can apply for it.
My college was like on the top. First semester no coding language, second semester C, third semester data structure in C, fourth semester oops with C++.
Okay, this
Nice.
happens. This happens. Oh my god. Namit is busy explaining XD's meaning. Okay, okay. Even Anmol has a similar kind of experience with his college. That happens in India. So yeah, that's something that we all have been through and are going through, right?
Still no one understood anything.
Still no one understood anything. But still, like this, I hope this coding boot camp, okay, we are doing it for free so that more and more people can, understand the importance of coding and actually get to learn it without any kind of prior fee, basically. And this course, the full 1 month boot camp, is gonna make you, proficient in the basics of Java language. And the concepts basically you can apply in any language. So suppose if you don't come for Java, you can come for the concepts, and it's free. So why not? Like I to love free stuff. If there's something free, then I'll definitely try it out, even if that doesn't matter to me. And this is the case with most Indians as well. That's how Geo got so big, right? Okay. So yeah, I hope all of you like today's session. That was all for today's session, and we are launching this special course for all of you, a special boot camp. Aryan will be the mentor, Mr. Aryan here, right here, who has answered all your queries and everything, and explained you why coding is important. Thank you so much, Aryan, for being here and explaining, everything that you did. And thank you for the bootcamp also. This is because of Aryan that this is possible to provide this course for free to all of you inside the community, DoCoNation. So if you are interested, definitely join the community and just start learning. That's all we want. So thank you so much
Yeah.
again. And this video will be available on YouTube after the session ends. So you can go ahead and again, if you want to watch it, rewatch it, do leave a like and share this video with your friends so that they also know that we are doing something like this, in which you are getting free 1 month course, live course, basically not a recorded course. Recorded courses
Mm.
are filled on YouTube. This will be a live course where the mentor is in front of you and you can ask your doubts, as many doubts as you have. You can ask the mentor at any time. So go ahead and just share this with your friends, and share the link of the community with your friends. And yeah, subscribe. Yeah, as Shivam told. So all of the viewers who will watch this video or are watching this video on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe, as everyone says on YouTube. So yeah, thank you so much for attending, and we'll be again, discussing your doubts if you have any. And that was it for today's session. Now, if you have any doubts, you can go ahead and ask us. Others, if you want to leave, you can leave the session. The session is over. Thank you so much again for joining, and it would be great if you would, just take a screenshot and post it on Instagram, tag us, that because that will help us create more and more content for you and bring it to you guys.
Yeah. Thank you all. And if you call your friends and even you join, we'll get motivated, and we'll,
Yeah.
like I did some free course. I'm doing this, so that's why if you join more, gather more students, we feel motivated and we do this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like once this program, we are testing out this whether this works or not, and if it works, then totally we'll be full on into these boot camps, from time to time, month to month, and not just Java. Why just Java? We'll launch other boot camps as well, and we are trying to provide you as much value as we can through the community. So yeah, don't miss out on this opportunity. That's it. If you're a student, then you should be in DoCoNation basically.
Yes.
And we also have a lot of different podcast series coming up. So if you are someone who likes to listen to podcasts, or who is interested in startups, okay, or who you are interested in finance, blockchain, crypto, so there are a lot of different guest specific, programs and podcasts that we are also planning right now with different guests to encourage you to learn about those things and actually get information through our community. So a lot of stuff is in store, and we are waiting to hit that 500 member mark. Once we hit that, we'll be launching all those series. So go ahead, join the community, share the link as much as you can, bring your friends, and it will be amazing. Smooth plugin here, check out my YT. Namit, don't do that, okay? In live sessions and all,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's okay, fine. Smooth plugin here. That was not smooth at all. But it's okay. But yeah, generally, like, don't share your links and all in the live sessions. Okay. Anyone? Do you have any questions? You can go ahead and ask us. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jayashree, for attending. Everyone who has been here since the starting, thank you so much for joining today. Thank you so much, Vansh.
Actually, thank you for one amazing session. I loved it.
Thank you so much, Dekna. Thank you so much. Thank you for providing free. It's all thank you to Mr. Aryan here. He'll be your mentor. He's the reason you're getting the opportunity to learn live.
Thank you, Aryan sir.
Thank you guys, and do join the course.
Yeah. Will we cover
Sure.
DSA in Java bootcamp? No, DSA no. This is a basic bootcamp. You cannot complete 1 month DSA in 1 month. Okay. DSA is something that is coming later on after this course. We'll be talking
Yeah,
about
that's
that now.
why there is a hidden hint. You should join Java course.
Yeah.
You'll be in flow.
Also, tomorrow we'll be launching this publicly on social media and everything. You guys have been here for the live launch. So tomorrow we'll be launching it on social media and in the community also. So there will be a episode 0 of this particular course, that is this boot camp. Okay. So once you join this whole community and the boot camp thing, okay, you have to go ahead and watch that episode 0. It will be up on our YouTube channel, and that is just the basics of installing Java, so that when you come for the first class, you'll be ready with all the environment setup, and you'll be straight away ready to code. Okay. So the episode 0 of this bootcamp will be up on YouTube. And yeah, suppose if you miss a session and you were not able to attend the first few classes, all the episodes of this bootcamp will be going on to our YouTube channel in the Java bootcamp playlist. So suppose if some of your friends, they get to know about this later on, you can tell them that go on YouTube, watch the video, and come up to speed to that point, and then join the live lectures, because this is for 1 whole month. So even that option is there.
And even if you didn't miss, just learn it again, man. Give us views, give us watch time. And it's for free.
Yeah. What will the actual timing for one to complete or to explore more in CPP, C++? What would you suggest, Aryan? Actual timing for one to complete. Complete, basically.
Well, to be when you're a beginner and you're starting, you need at least 2 months
Okay.
for complete.
Guess you'll have to rephrase your question, because we took it in a very different, direction. So rephrase your question and once again send it. What would be the time of boot camp? Aryan, what will be the time? I guess we'll
So
be
it will
announcing it
be,
tomorrow, but you can't. If you
yeah,
can
yeah.
tell right now.
But I guess it will be around 4:30 p.m.
Okay, 4:30 in the evening, right? On the
Yeah, 4:30
weekends.
in the.
So on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if required, you'll be every class. Before that class, you'll be given the links and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you'll be easily able to do that. 4:30 to how much
It depends
duration?
upon topic, like
Yeah,
1 to 2 hours.
1 to 2 hours, 1.5 or 2 hours.
Yeah.
So this is legit classes. Seriously, like if you just normally count the number of hours. So if you just take 2 hours for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, and for 4 weeks, okay. So 6 into 4, so 24 hours, okay, of live lectures. Just imagine, and that too for free in Java. I have live classes. Then I guess you'd have to watch the recording.
The
The
Yes.
Yeah, because it's sad, but I don't know. In that case, I don't. We cannot shift it in that sense because we keep on having other events also. So basically, the
Yes.
evening time of 7:30 is reserved for the events of the community, and this Java Bootcamp slot is 4:30. No worries. You can still again. There will be doubt support as well in that particular thing. So watch the YouTube video. Have a doubt, ask it.
And yeah, in every session, I'll ask you whether you have doubts or not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hema. Thank you. Bye bye, Parthmesh. Prathamesh. I always say his name wrong. I don't know why I read it Parthmesh. It's Prathamesh. Prathamesh. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.